Towards the end of 2014, we visited Pukekauri Farms in the foothills of the Kaimai Ranges. It claimed the Bay of Plenty region's Supreme Balance Farm Environment Award. Sheep and beef farmer Rick Burke has part-owned and managed the property since the 1980s.
The farm's total area of 350 hectares, 212 effective. We've got approximately 30 hectares of production trees on farm, and we're running bull beef, dairy grazers and sheep. The strengths are we're in a beautiful place. Fishing's close on a keen surface, so that's right on our doorstep. We have a pretty good climate here. We've very rarely had a serious drought. We seem to get the rainfalls coming from the west and also always get the northeasterly rains. Probably one of the weaknesses is because of its location, land values are particularly high here. So to make a decent return on capital, we've got to have the farm running pretty damn well. We're up against the Kaimai Ranges. We've got fast-flowing streams coming off the ranges, and we have 3 significant streams coming through the farm. There are issues up this end of the catchment in the harbour in terms of silt runoff. It was a challenge to us at the start, but through careful land environmental planning, we've managed to mitigate that and created some really nice corridors right through the farm. My father-in-law, who was a doctor in town, he wasn't a greenie, but he was an environmentalist, so he had this vision of actually protecting the sensitive areas on the farm before we even talked about an environmental plan. So he had already started back in the late 70s. I'm more production focused, but we sort of worked together, and then with the push from the regional council to tidy up these streams, we started a program around fencing and replanting. When you first confront it, it seems a challenge. But when you really look deeper into it, it becomes an opportunity. And I liken it to actually pulling the handbrake on in a car and looking at a point in time on your farm, sitting down with someone that can help you through it in terms of assessing land use capability. That's number one. One of the big things is matching stock class to land class. So suddenly you see opportunities around that where you can increase subdivision on farm, get good water systems going, and effectively grow a lot more grass. If we look back to the 90s, what we had and where we are now, we were carrying probably about 11, 12 stock units per hectare. Now we're carrying 15.5, and I think we're farming a lot better in terms of maximising the genetic capability out of our dairy grades, our bulls, our sheep. So we're effectively growing a lot more high quality grass through good rotational grazing systems and greater volumes of it. We're on the original part of the farm, bought back in 1978. There's original 40 hectares that was purchased back then. It was just a runoff back at that stage. A lot of gorse and blackberry on the place. These are rising 2-year-old heifers. They've got the bull out with them at the moment. These heifers in particular are on a minder program. My grazer client is really conscious of hitting the target live weights. He's a very good farmer. We have a very good relationship. So our aims are to hit the marks for him. The minder program is the ultimate in terms of trying to achieve live weights, but it gives you a good benchmark to work to. So we would weigh these heifers every 2 to 3 months and send through the weight records to them, and they'll go into the minder program. We can look into it ourselves and see where the heifers sit. Particularly the young calves are important because you've got to nurse them all the way through till they're basically 1-year-olds. But these heifers have got in good shape now, and they had their last drench before the bull went out, and they'll just fire along right through to the autumn. The dairy grazing has grown over the years. We've sort of been in and out of it, but when we sort of focused on our business, we saw that the dairy grazers were a significant part of our earnings in terms of return on dry matter. They are very good. They integrate well with the bulls because you've got your dairy grazers, your mob stock to clean up in the autumn, summer months, whereas your bulls you can't push hard like that. So they fit very well with the bull system. These are from one of my dairy grazing clients. There's a bit of a mixture there of Friesians and crossbreds, predominantly crossbreds in this lot because they're the late calves. So they come on here and they're weaned off milk, and we carry them on meal till they meet target weights. Friesians 110 kilo, crossbreds we aim to get them to 100 kilo and then wean them. They're indexed into minder programs as soon as they come on through mate records, etc., and we're in business. They're here right through till they return to the herd for their first calving. the returns are pretty damn good. We're making, up there in comparison to the bulls in terms of intake levels. We try and buy half our bull requirement in the spring, as spring-born calves, at 100 kgs, and take them right through. We buy the rest of our bulls, approximately another 100 bulls, in the end of July, August period, to really take care of the grass we get through the spring. We're not making any silage now. The aim is to utilise all that feed and turn it into profit. We've introduced palm kernel into our system just to get us through those lean times. It's full of protein, high ME product, and the bulls do particularly well on it. These yearling bulls, the idea is we want one winter them only, so the spring-born bulls we're aiming to get to 500 kilo or better. We have bought some autumn-born bulls this year, and the target weight for them is 600. In the past, we've gone a 2-winter with 2-year-old bulls, and they can do a fair bit of damage, especially on hill country. We've dropped our sheep numbers down from 1,000 ewes about 6-7 years ago down to, we've only got a couple of hundred ewes here now, and the idea is to put them on the steeper country and put the lighter cattle up on that steeper country in the critical periods. But these bulls here, they don't seem to be a problem.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.